Hey everyone, welcome back, and this is another anime review of one of the series that I've been reviewing episodically for the summer. It finally ended, so now I'm finally ready to review it as a whole, and that would be Servant X Service. Alright, Servant X Service is a... Oh wait, never mind. Okay. Yeah, it's finished. I'm just kind of confused because Wikipedia, which is where I get the descriptions at for my episode reviews, if they have them, it doesn't have episode 13 listed yet because that episode came out today. But up here, on here, it says 13, so I was confused. But I remember that now. Never mind. Okay. Kind of scared there for a second. Okay. So, it's directed by Yasutaka Yamamoto and produced by Hiroyuki Shimizu and written by Taketo Shimoyama, and the music's by Monaka, and it's by Studio A1 Pictures, and it originally ran from July 4th, 2013 and ended today, September 26th, 2013. And it ran for 13 episodes. Alright. So now then, let's talk about the plot. The plot revolves around our main character, Lucy, or as she's better known as, and here it comes, Lucy Kimiko Aki Eri Shiori Rine Yoshiho Ayano Tomika Chitose Sanae Mikiko Chikia Yamagami. Okay. And actually her full name is actually one of the driving plots of this series, which you wouldn't think would make it very interesting, but it actually kind of does. And at the start of the series, she starts working at a ward office, a public service ward office, where she meets Yutaka Hasebe, who's also starting to work there, Saya Miyoshi, who's also starting to work there, Megumi Chihaya, who's also starting to work, no, she's worked there for a while, and Taishi Ichimiya, who happens to be her boss. And basically, the majority of the series revolves around their relationship together at the ward office. Now, overall, the plot's pretty simple, but I still really enjoyed it because it kind of has romantic overtones to it. I mean, Lucy and Hasebe are obviously love interests, although the entirety of the series doesn't focus around it, which is something I was kind of disappointed in. But still, toward the end of the series, it definitely starts to focus on it a lot more, which I was definitely pleased with. And there's other characters like Toko Ichimiya, who's Taishi's little sister, as well as Kenzo Momoi, who happens to be the section manager of the ward office. And then there's Kanon Momoi, who is Kenzo's daughter, and Kaoru Hasebe, who is Yutaka's older sister. So there's pretty much no complaints with the plot or the characters, except, you know, in terms of the romance in the series, they didn't really focus on it to an extended amount until the end of the series, which I was kind of disappointed in. Also, the romance in this series is something you wouldn't expect from adults. It's more something you expect from like teenagers or something, but you know, I mean, this is definitely a slice of life romantic comedy, and it's probably the first I've ever seen where the characters aren't in high school, so I have to cut it some slack for that, I guess, but it's still a valid complaint, I think. And really no complaints with the characters, I don't think, except for the way they look, but I'll get into that later on. In terms of the music is just subpar, I think. None of the tracks I don't think were memorable at all, and I cannot stand the opening or ending of this series. Alright, and in terms of the art now, I was not too impressed with the character designs at all, because they look like they would be in high school, even though, you know, frickin' what's her name, Miyoshi is in her late 20s, and she looks like she's in her late teens. Okay, that's really my problem with it. The character designs look like they're teenagers for every character, and you know, and some of them are warranted, such as for Kanon and for Toko. For both of them, they are kids, so their character designs seem appropriate. But for the other characters, they're not, and their character designs seem really off to me. Alright, and so I didn't like the character designs at all. The animation is a mixed bag. It's sometimes good, sometimes not. Like, most of the time it's pretty standard, bare bones animation. I will say that. However, there are these rare incidences where you'll actually see animation that's above average, at least, which is nice that we threw that in there. And I have to talk about the ending of this series, so if you don't want spoilers of that, then go away now, because the ending I thought was one of the best final... I explained this in my final episode review, but it's one of the best final episodes in anime I've ever seen. Personally. Now, that doesn't mean it's the best ending ever, one of the best endings ever, because I put an example with Code Geass's ending in the review. Now, I know they're completely different series, but there's a reason I can compare the two, and it's because Code Geass's ending, final episode, is not one of the best final episodes I've ever seen. There's that one particular scene where Lelouch dies in that. That's the best anime ending I've ever seen. The whole episode, you know, what takes place before and after that, it's not the best. That doesn't make it the best episode I've ever seen. That's just the best ending, anime ending I've ever seen, in terms of that particular scene. And with this, it kind of follows the same formula, though, right? This is one of the... There's no particular scene in this series that I would honestly say makes it the best ending I've ever seen, or one of the best endings I've ever seen in anime, but this is one of the best final episodes I've ever seen in anime, especially for a slice of life romantic comedy. Okay? So I just wanted to get that out there. I know it doesn't really have anything to do with animation or art style. I just wanted to talk about that final episode real quick, because it was really well done. Alright, especially when you find out, you know, Hasebe's father was the doctor who named Lucy the way he did, because he was stressed out because Hasebe himself was in the hospital with a fever, so he wasn't in his top form when he was naming her. Alright. Although I thought it was the parents' responsibility to name their children, but apparently I was wrong. Oh, maybe he just gave a suggestion and for some reason they took it. I don't know. It's never explained. That's another thing. That's never explained. Why the fuck was the doctor naming the child? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Did the parent, like, maybe there's something different in Japan that I'm just not understanding, like, the parents don't have the responsibility in naming their own children in Japan? I don't know, but that's never explained, honestly. Yeah, what else to talk about? Really not anything else. The series overall, it was different. By different, I mean it's a slice of life romantic comedy, sure, but it takes place in, well, in adulthood, even if the character designs definitely don't show for it. I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you like slice of life series, and you'll probably like this, if you're okay with slice of life series, and you want something to, but you're looking for something different, I would also definitely recommend this because it is different. However, if you just don't like slice of life series at all, then I couldn't see changing your mind. I mean, yeah, it takes place in adulthood for the main characters, but it doesn't really show, you know. I mean, I would make a comment about Lucy's breast size, saying, okay, she looks like she's an adult because of that, but this is anime, you have to remember, so that doesn't really mean a damn thing. So yeah. Also, I have to mention the funniest character in the series. Actually, it's probably a tie between Hasebe and Megumi. Alright, both of them, Hasebe, obviously a guy, you already know that, but also Megumi being one of the female workers of the ward office. And Megumi's actually dating Taishi too, and eventually in the series they start dating and whatnot. I honestly think that Hasebe and Megumi are the two funniest characters in the series, in my opinion, just because of their interactions with each other and Megumi's interactions with her boyfriend, Taishi, and whatnot. And, you know, like I said before, the romance in the series seems like something that seems like the puppy dog kind of romance that with teenagers, not really mature adults. I don't know, like maybe it's different if an adult has never dated before, because Lucy herself has never dated before. Alright, she was always put in private women's academies, I believe, or women's schools, I believe, because she didn't like to be around men, or she was scared to, or something like that. Alright, so that could be the case too. I don't know, but this seems like something you'd see from high schoolers, not full-grown mature adults. Alright. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to give this series a rating of 7, a straight 7 out of 10, because it's definitely worth a watch if you're really into slice of life series, or if you're okay with them but you're looking for something different. But like I said before, if you're not in the slice of life series, like at all, you can't stand them, then I can't see this changing your mind at all. It's different, but it's not so groundbreakingly different that you'll actually get into it, I don't think. Alright. Remember, of course, this is just my own personal rating. It's not an official rating or anything. It's just my own personal rating of how I enjoy it, and that would be a 7 out of 10. So, yeah. Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.